Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is John and this is your Modern Tech Breakdown. Today I'm revisiting an ongoing story that I've been covering for over a year now. One of Google's biggest antitrust cases has had remedies handed down by the judge, and it's fantastic news for Google. Let's jump into it. All right, so Google has been waiting for a ruling on remedies from the judge in its antitrust case where the court found that Google was operating a monopoly in search. Judge Mehta has ruled that Google will no longer be able to enter into exclusive search agreements with device and browser makers, and it will also be forced to share data with search competitors related to its search index and user interaction data. Honestly, this ruling from the court is over 200 pages, and I'm not fully clear on what data we're talking about, but needless to say, the court will require Google to share some data that it would prefer not to. But that said, the court did not require Google to divest Chrome or Android, two huge remedies that the government had asked for. The judge seemed to rely on the fact that AI was significantly impacting Google's search monopoly, which I think is true, so he didn't want to go that far with the remedy. But to me, this is more or less a slap on the wrist to Google. I think their cash cow business will clearly survive for a bit longer with this ruling. But Google isn't the only winner. Apple is clearly a winner, as their agreement with Google to make Google the default search provider on iOS will be allowed to continue. I believe those payments are worth somewhere between $20 and $30 billion per year. The judge didn't require Apple to implement a search engine choice screen, as you may remember Microsoft had been forced to do in the past, so clearly that's a big win for Apple. But as there are some winners, I think there's a few losers as well. I think other browser makers that compete with Chrome will continue to be disadvantaged by the power and resources that Google has to maintain its dominant position in the browser market. There have been news stories over the past couple of months about Perplexity bidding to buy Chrome from Google, as well as comments from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman indicating interest in buying the browser. Clearly, Google will not be selling Chrome now, so it's a loss for those other players. And competing search engines like DuckDuckGo, I think they're losers in this deal, as their biggest competitor is more or less getting off with a very light judgment. But as far as me, in my opinion, I'm a little bit disappointed in this ruling. I would have liked to have seen what Chrome or Android could have become in the hands of someone other than Google. That said, Google is clearly still in the fight of its life with AI eroding search traffic, and there are other antitrust cases out there that could still negatively impact Google's business, so we might still get some shakeup in the search giant. But in the meantime, I'm not sure if Google will appeal this ruling. It's such a slap on the wrist. I can imagine them just accepting it, but they do seem concerned about the data sharing requirement, which is a little bit murky to me at this point, so there might be some more back and forth in the courtroom over that aspect. But Google's stock price jumped a bit when the news broke, so this is clearly a very positive day for Google. But what do you think about it? Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.